a minute or so while I'm looking for something to talk about. Okay, so you can see, like, aiming down a little bit low here, right? Presume cross replacement's something we've been working on, right? So you can see how we're turning, and we're just looking a little bit low on Moira. We're still a little bit low, right? Look over at these guys, still a little bit low. So just raising the cross replacement. Uh-oh, and then why is it you think you died there?
A Widow, probably.
Well, they don't have a Widowmaker at the moment.
Mm.
And we also want, and the question isn't who killed
I
you.
was moving predictably, probably. Like peeking, not peeking, peeking, not peeking. He had the timing on.
And look, we can, if you rewatch it here, the big thing I'd point out is that you stand still here. Look how when you die you stand still.
Oh.
So gotta watch that, you know, because then that's gonna get you shot really easily. So gotta really watch standing still. Only really ever can you stand still if you're absolutely sure that nobody can see you, right? Because if they can see you, you're gonna get shredded pretty quick.
I'll have to find a better way to engage. Breaking them down.
Nice railgun. Okay, a little bit of awareness, right? Noticing the Moira. She's even on your screen here when she fades. You can see how she pops up, and you can hear her, right?
On the right.
Disrupting. I was born to rule. Objectives A captured. Escort the payload.
Okay, probably can be shooting at him a little bit, right? Just kind of watching him roll around.
Let's go.
Yeah. He took it very personally because afterwards he focused a lot on me. Like, personally on me.
Okay, kind of just spamming air here, right? So make sure we're acquiring someone to look at, right? We're looking around for where are people at, and then acquiring targets here. We turn the corner and start shooting at air, and then we keep shooting at air. And we just look at where crosshairs at, like it's all the way up in the sky here. Now we're shooting at air, right? Really nice. Probably could be railgunning a bit quicker, right? We railgun after she's dead. I think we're doing that last time too.
Cybernetic innovation at its finest.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Okay, maybe we could be sliding up the high ground right now. Nice railgun.
Efficient design at work.
I'm on the payload.
Okay, look at where your crosshairs at as we're walking around here. Right, want that to be up at head level. So we're turning into headshot. Just look, you can see it here. It's still pretty low down on the body.
Yeah.
Okay, notice how you're reloading while Moira's 1 HP and you're at 37 ammo, right? probably isn't the time to be reloading,
Yeah.
right? You only want to reload ever if there's a lull in time, not when there's actively people to be shooting at.
Okay.
But you're doing a really good job of staying alive here. We haven't died yet. Good job taking high ground during the fight. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
This ends now.
Thanks for backing up.
So we do spend a little bit of extra time kind of wandering around looking for stuff.
Hello?
Oh, hello, can you hear me? Do you want to try moving?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want to try moving the call to your region and see if that helps at all?
Well, I mean, it's okay. I was just moving around the house. That's why it
Okay, gotcha.
interrupted for a second.
All right, all good.
This ends now.
Okay, so we ult, and then like their whole team dies immediately afterwards. It's not really your fault. Okay, can we
This
see?
ends now. This ends now.
Yeah, I mean like you can't really see it, so I wouldn't say it's your fault here at all with your ult.
Thanks for healing pylon. Make them regret this.
Yeah, good awareness of ball.
So fast.
Okay, probably could be up on high ground right now, right? Same as where we were before. Good job using cover though, even though we're on low ground.
There he got very personal.
Area denied.
Okay, probably want to be on high ground right now. We also like kind of walked really far out of the fight here. Right, so notice how like the fight's kind of going on, and we backed like really far up, right? So could be on high ground for much better positioning and survivability, and then you're also just putting yourself in a spot where you can't see anything or shoot at anything, and then you're also out of range if you could shoot at anything. Because you can see stuff now, but you're still just out of range, right? Which I think that was something big we talked about last time, right? If I'm remembering correctly. Like, even stuff as simple as just, like, pushing forwards 5 meters while still having cover and just being a little bit closer. Or even just, like, sliding. Here we could slide and jump up to high ground, which would be really great options, right? Just remember, you always have that as an option, just to slide and jump up there. Okay, we could slide up and jump to the high ground again.
Thanks.
Slide and jump up.
We're going against the odds.
Okay, so we've talked about watching kill feed before, right? Right, and how to tell whether or not you've won or lost a fight. Is that something we've covered?
They have 5, we have 3, so it's a disadvantage.
So as a reminder, which we could, I mean, like maybe we never went in depth on it, right? But typically it's 1 to 2 is an advantage or disadvantage, 2 to 3 is a won or lost fight. But the reason why 2 is the middle there is because it can go either way, either direction. How it can go either direction is because there's a lot of other things that dictate advantages and disadvantages. So, if you're in a situation like this, where it is a 5v3, and you're down 2 people, it could be winnable, but only if you have a major advantage, right? And other advantages and disadvantages are things like which team has more ults, more abilities, who is more health. If their whole team is 1 HP, that's winnable. Who has better spawns, better positioning, things like that, right? But here we can see that we don't have any other advantage, right? So without any other advantage, this is a lost fight, without any other advantage. So therefore, this,
Yeah.
when you've lost the fight, you get out if you can, and here we can very easily get out. But instead, we kind of just run back in, which ends up staggering you and giving them extra ult charge.
Yeah.
And then it tempts your
I
team to
noticed
stagger
it.
too.
I staggered myself basically there.
Yep. So you just gotta
And this will be
watch.
my downfall. You're gonna see from now on
Lots of staggering.
because of this stagger. Yeah, it will be my downfall.
Yeah,
Because Ball will use that. Look at the positioning of the ball and look how he will play now.
yeah. And then also notice how you going in baits your Tracer to go in, and then now she's gonna stagger, and then that
Yeah.
baits, and then Alari's kind of sitting good here, but. And remembering, staggering is just not good all around because it can get that train going and then it wastes time or baits your team into just losing, going in without you. Okay, so the ball goes and gets on you. What are 3 things that we could have done better here? That
Slide
would've
to the
kept
front
us-
instead to the back. Towards my team.
Yep, exactly. Slide towards your team. That's gonna be a big one here, right? Because if you slide forwards past him and you request healing, then you're with your supports, right? And they can heal you.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a
He singled me out and I slid in the wrong direction.
Yep. Which just isolates you further from your team, and then also you end up standing still and walking in a straight line here. Have we talked about movement? Because this has happened a couple times here. I don't think we have, but
No, we hadn't.
okay. So let's talk about movement real quick, right? Because there are ways to move better than others. Because it's gonna, yeah. Let's see. So I guess let me sojourn.
We're in this together.
So, if I am right here, and that's an enemy, the enemy ball looking at you and shooting at you, we are perfectly symmetrical. So our crosshair is their crosshair, right? So if we're standing still, then they get to look at you and shoot at you in the head for free, right? It's very easy shots to land. So that's why we never want to just stand still. We want to be moving around, right? But not just any kind of moving around, because there's good ways to move and bad ways to move. What you did there was you backed up in a perfectly straight line, which look at our crosshair on them when we do that. Right? That's the ball's crosshair on you as you're backing up. When you go forwards and backwards like this, if you're right next to somebody like that, this actually isn't changing anything in their point of view. They see you the exact same, right? It might change it very, very, very minorly, but they're still shooting at you the whole time, right? Which is what happens with Ball, where he just shoots at you, mows you down. So what you want to do instead is you do what you call AD strafing, or you're on console, so it would just be left and right strafing. So you go left, right, and then now notice how your crosshair is going to either side of them. You want to be careful with this though, because you don't want to go too quickly, which I would imagine going to be hard to do on console, right? You don't, because then you just stay here, right? And you're in the head the whole time anyways.
It's the same.
I'd stay down.
Yeah.
And you don't want to do it too slowly, because then that becomes very easily trackable, right? You can just kind of slowly with them, right? You don't want to do it too slowly, so you want to find a nice medium pacing, back and forth, back and forth. Very interesting thing that you can't see right now, but when you move to the left or the right, your head also tilts to that direction, right? So that's especially noticeable on a character like Tracer, where their head will tilt as they're moving. So it kind of just makes it so you're bobbing and weaving a bit more. So find a nice medium pacing, be random, don't do the same thing over and over again, right? You're going to go left to left, right, and you're just going to mix it up, and then be aware of how you're moving, because remember that this throws off your aim. If you're just moving around completely randomly, and you move to the right, well, now you have to adjust your crosshair. So pay attention to how you're moving, and so that you can stay on them.
Right on the money.
right?
I'm on my
So that's
game
that's
now.
really the basics of movement. Don't stand still. Don't walk in straight lines. If you're trying to run away like this, like if the enemies are right there and they're looking at you, then you can do the forwards and backwards. Because now we're to them it's horizontal, right? This would be doing to them. This would be the same thing. So if that makes sense.
Oh, so that's I didn't even consider it like that. That you could also move just backwards and forwards just to get them off. Not get them off. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like to get them off the crosshair or off the target.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 100%. Yeah, so as you're running in, like instead of, if you're trying to get from point A to point B, instead of just going like this, we would more so be doing something like this, where we're kind of like bobbing and weaving as we're going here, and then we can, slide into and things like that.
Efficient design.
Okay.
Uh, was it
Wizard Word.
was it this unranked one?
Yeah, it was on rank. Yeah. Yeah, it was that one.
Clear out. We're going against the odds.
He's running in again. No, he's after.
Well,
What am I missing?
So look at this
there we go.
look at it really quickly from Ball's perspective with you walking backwards.
Big stunner luck.
Look at how his crosshair just stays on you the whole time.
Yeah.
You're falling apart.
In my world, there are no secrets. Peace.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Junker Queen.
Ya volví. That party was boring. Payload's so slow.
We must join as one.
¿Qué tal?
Failed. Was not quick enough.
Yeah. You can also try not standing underneath it so you don't get interrupted.
Mm.
Fixing that. Don't fuss.
Catch you later.
I require data.
Systems hacked. Pest control. No time for watching. Move out!
Okay. We're walking around with 4 ammo here, right? So watching the reload, we keep missing our little viruses. Try to do it when he's a bit closer. He comes back in. Notice how firstly you're trying to use it when he's shooting at you. Don't try to use it when people are shooting at you. And then also we just stand still again, right? He just shreds us.
Yeah.
Gale the Mahol.
Notice how you stand underneath it again?
Yeah.
Group up on me.
And that was my downfall. Like I said, when the ball became my enemy, kind of.
Oh, whoopsie, I left your perspective. I thought I was like, huh, why is it? Right, so things with The ball here is, look at where the rest of your team is and look at where you are. Let's take a look. How do you get so far separated from your team? Okay, they're all pushing and we're backing, right?
Yeah.
So we should probably be up where your team's at instead of all the way back here. So we can be pushing here. We can be, I don't know. Do you know how to like to do mind jumps? Mind
Yeah,
jumps
yeah.
with Joker, right? So you can do that to get past the wrecking ball here. But I think you're just playing you're playing too scared of him and then isolating yourself from your team. So here's a bunch of different things that can help you survive dives, right? Save abilities, right, which you do have here. Stick with your team, that's a very massive one. Don't run away from them if you're being dove. Play near and around health packs or other sources of healing. Be aware of them and pay attention so they're not jumping on you. And yeah, so here the big one is that you're just letting him separate you from your whole team.
Team to me.
This situation calls for more bombs.
My spirit burns.
Use your mines to get back quicker, because they'll recharge, so you can use it to get back to the fight sooner.
I've got you in my sights.
Let's get this payload rolling. The payload has reached the ship.
My soul ignited.
You're looking around for ball, but I think you saw him right over here roll out. Yeah, you see ball, and he just goes all the way back to his team. So, and then we're like looking around for him behind us here.
Just in case.
Place the trap at your feet, right? If you're expecting him to go and roll into, like, and slam on top of you, then place it down at your feet. There it is.
That's when he rose, really. Was the whole plan. So, if after this you want to play maybe for 30 minutes, Amy just invited me to play if you want to join in.
Oh,
Instead of a replay. That's how you want.
You mean for this next 25 minutes?
Yeah. For one game or two games if you want to join in. Or do you prefer to do the replay? I can do both.
I'm trying to think. I mean, like, yeah, either is fine with me. I'm chill either way, but I mean, it also, like, I don't want it to get confusing with, like,
Oh,
we did 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
sorry, I don't. I just don't want it to be like, what did we do on that day? Sort of deal.
No,
in a
don't
couple
worry.
weeks from now. All right, well, we can finish this out. Okay, look at how far backward we are here. What range as a character is Junkrat?
I don't know.
Don't know. Well, as you can kind of tell, we're not really landing very many shots. So, Junkrat, as a character, has exclusively projectile shots, right? His shots are all projectiles, and projectiles by nature are incredibly difficult to land at a range, because by the time it gets there, they've already moved out of the way, whether on purpose or on accident, right? So you don't want to be at a range where it's gonna be super hard. Look how difficult of a mine this is to land. I have to like look all the way up in the sky, and I still can. I don't even know if I can land the mine from here. Right? It's such a difficult shot to line up. If you're shooting at the ground here, it's not gonna bounce far enough. Right? You have to arc. So therefore, you have to arc your shots. So you usually want to aim up above them, but even then, it's still like, look how like it's so much more difficult than if we were up really close to someone. Up really close to someone, look how much easier that is to land.
Yeah. Myself.
Right. So typically Junkrat's a close ranged character, but he can do a bit of mid ranged, right? So he's gonna do decent as a spam, but he's really more of a brawl character. So he usually is range. Probably caps around 15 meters or so. So right around here is going to be his preference for him to be in. Another thing that you can watch out for is his mine combo. So if you're trying to blow someone up very quickly, you're going to shoot and then mine right away. And it's an instant melt.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yep.
So he throws a mine at the same time, and it triggers it, and he shoots at the same time.
Well, you shoot first, and then you mine immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
you can practice it in the training range if you want to practice it.
Okay.
Oh, he didn't go there. Yeah, so be my recommendation. Yeah, I think that's about it for the moment. And then yeah, use your mines to get from place to place. It's really, really handy to be able to use your mines to get up and around. Right? So use it to get to high grounds, use it to get back from spawn quicker, use it to get different angles on them, right? Your mines are gonna be able to do a lot for you on Junkrat.
Ready for battle.
Notice how far back here we're playing.
Yeah.
So all the way up here, we're winning, so we should be taking space. Here, look at your range from them. This is getting better, because now we're like, but still we're like 25 meters from Torbjorn here. Here, very easily could be mining up to the high ground, and then notice how, and then you can drop traps from above on them. This makes it harder for ball to get to you. Well, you don't need to shoot every single mine, just enough mines to let you get through, right? And this is a situation where, like, notice how absolutely nobody's here looking at you, so you could stand still to land these shots, as well as get a little bit closer, right? Like, why are we all the way back here when we could be right here, right? And go shoot, and there's only like 3 mines you have to do to get through to the fight. If you destroy all of them, we're just out of the fight for too long. But notice how we like look at the ones on the right here, and then we start shooting at like these ones. We're like trying to get rid of every single one. Good trap. Request healing, you're like 1 HP at the moment. Whew. Okay, we got a triple kill out of it. Really, really nice. Good detonation. But this same play would not work if this was up higher rank. What's your current rank? Do you remember?
Silver 4.
Silver 4. If this is like probably like higher gold or platinum, then the same exact play doesn't work, because look at your tire is just coming straight from the front. Your tire only has 100 HP. If any of these guys look at this and shoot at this, in which all three of them are, this could just go down really, really quickly. You know, they even get it to 50 HP there. So generally speaking, if you're looking for a bit better of habits, if you notice your tires are getting destroyed, do go from behind, right? Like, go from an angle where, because this is the main angle where all of the damage is being pumped through. So maybe instead you come from the right side, and it's this side angle where it gets to them kind of like the same speed, right? Like, we could even come stand down here and do it, and but it's getting to them much, you know, as a surprise. Or we could take the tire and climb up the wall. Do you know how to climb up walls with tire?
Not yet. I haven't
No,
tried that.
I'll show you in the training range in a minute, but you can climb up the wall and like drop on them from above, right? Or all different things you can do. Oh, so the enemy is good there. Okay, so notice how we like kind of haphazardly throw things here. Like we just like chuck a mine, and then we look at our shots here. How we go, how we're just like shooting. We like cross ourselves on him, and then now when we actually have him as a target, we don't have shots, right? So once again, watch just holding down your shoot button, and be intentional with your shots.
Okay.
I think aim in general is something that can probably be worked on. Have we already talked through warm-ups and aim training and things like that?
Yeah, you told me on Sojourn what to do with the crosshair and from the sides, the angles. We talked about that.
Okay, so we talked about
And the
crosshair
warm-ups I
placement.
could do. You told me about free-for-all death matches, mystery heroes to get to know the heroes better as well.
Yeah, or gun game, right? Is somewhere you can get to know those characters and be high aim intensive. So yeah, I mean, like, if you're just be intentional at certain points here. Like, if you're, especially like when you're warming up and practicing, be intentional with your aim, because I think there's a lot of work that can be done to just quite simply acquire a target, stay on them, and don't shoot unless you're on them. Okay, also kind of isolated yourself from your team there again.
Yeah.
So there you can mine to finish off the Torbjorn. Mine acts as a really, really good finisher because it has a bigger explosion radius than your left click, so you can land that first shot and follow up with the mine. Whereas the problem is, if you use it as an opener, if you just chuck a mine at someone who's full HP, well, then they just go flying and it makes your other shots harder to land, right? So usually it's a good finisher, not an opener, unless you're intentionally trying to disrupt them like you do sometimes on like on the ball, which is okay.
Oh, okay.
Very nice. Notice what you got. You just got 2 kills. Notice what range you are from them, right? You know, we've been struggling to kill stuff all game because one thing is that we've been chasing the ball around this whole time, right? Every single fight we're going ball, and you barely ever able to kill them. But notice, firstly, we swapped targets to the Kiriko and the Torbjorn, and we killed both of them pretty quickly. And notice this is now within your 15-meter range on them, right? Much easier shots to land than across the map. holding down your shots when there's nobody there. Okay. Okay, so also, just in case you weren't aware, you can do double mines with Junkrat. If you want to go extra high, you can use two
Oh
of
wow.
them.
In
use
the
two to
air,
activate.
one?
Yep. You just have to, if you're trying to do a mine, you just and even if somebody's right on top of you, is you're just activating it right away. Right? Is your right click right or sorry. Whenever your activate button is on your controller, which should be like right trigger maybe,
Yeah.
or something like that. Right, you're using it right away.
Laser like accuracy. That's how I do it.
So same thing if you're doing that.
Scattered.
Yeah, let's get your ult real quick. Your ult, you basically just use your jump button to climb walls, right?
Fire in the hole.
So you can run into walls like this. Notice if you hold your jump button, if you hold it, you'll climb up walls.
Oh.
Yep, and then another strategy as well sometimes is like, I mean, like at lower ranks you probably won't need this as much, but you can even just run it into the wall here because it'll mute the sound down and it'll make it harder for them to know where it's at. So you can do that for like a second or two just to confuse them. But
Okay.
yeah, I think that's about it. High ground's really great. From a high ground, you can just drop trap down really easily, right? Like notice I can just kind of chuck trap into them there. You can just throw it over the edge. Alright, I think that's mainly it for Junkrat. Sojourn, we would have gone over stuff. We probably don't have enough time to go over anything else. Are there any other characters that you would like to know more about at all, or?
Yeah, if you don't mind Sombra.
Sombra, yeah. So I mean,
In my
Sombra.
world, there are no secrets.
I don't know if we haven't talked about her at all. With your for some reason I don't have a crosshair on her. Sorry, I think that got disabled. So with Sombra, dot size. There we go. So with Sombra, you have Hack. Hack you can use before your virus, because Hack will make virus tick twice as fast. Whereas if you throw a virus at someone normally, notice it's the same amount of damage, except it just ticks at half the speed. So sometimes you can do that, but other times it's going to be really good in a lot of cases to do a hack virus into shots, and you can melt them really quickly. Right? Even if you just land the body shots, you can melt them pretty quickly. Sombra, once again, is a close-ranged character. Notice how, like, you can do damage from back here, but it's just not as good damage. Right, it's okay. 20 meters is pretty decent. They actually closed their spread up. I'd probably say... But also notice how that's at a hack range. So usually like 15 meters, your hack range is your preference range. 20 meters is okay though. Right? If you're trying to escape, a lot of times just doing a quick flick back will be really good, because if you're in a fight, a lot of times just the time it takes for this to travel will be enough time to go invis. So just throwing it out and up is usually going to be really good. Trying to think. Usually, Sombra plays very similarly to like a Tracer, which I don't think we would have gone over. You're going to play her like an opportunist, which means that Sombra in and of herself might not be able to burst things down as easily as a Sojourn can, but she can very easily get to like the sides and behind enemies, right? So she's gonna a lot of the times play on these off angles over to the side instead of coming from the main over there, and she's going to wait for opportunity. And she can kind of poke a little bit. She can poke and poke and hack and poke, but she's not gonna get super aggro. Right? She's gonna play like this, right? And then until she sees an opportunity, which could be maybe someone's low HP, or maybe they're out of position. Like, ooh, we see over there. We see over there, they're out of position, right? So we go over and duel them. And then, like, let's say we have our ultimate, right? We can go for an ultimate, right? But you don't want to just kind of go in off of, and you can poke and you try to make your own opportunities, right? But you're not getting uber aggro until you see the opportunities. So that's really what you're playing for off on the sides. Alright, well, let's start to wrap up. Go for the main points and do a quick review. Ability usage. I mean, we just talked about a lot of stuff with Sombra there. So overall, on Sombra, it was like a... I mean, landing virus is a big thing. That, you know, we didn't land any of them. So, probably that, you know, that overall that went to a medium. On Sojourn, landing disruptor shot, we didn't land that too much. And then railgun wants to be used a bit quicker. A lot of the times your railguns were just a little bit late. So I'd say just be a bit quicker to use them sometimes.
Okay.
Don't use them after they're dead or anything like that. Slide at the high grounds, right? So some abilities that are going underutilized. So overall, medium priority. And then who's the last one here? You also have Junkrat. Mines to get the high grounds. Traps are pretty decent. Shot mine for combos. So overall, that was like medium across all your characters. Then next comes your ult usage. Ult usage, honestly, not too shabby. Trying to think. Yeah, I think you used them in pretty good timings. Honestly, I mean, like some improvement could be had, but it was not that big of a deal. So overall, I put ult usage at like a low or low to medium. Next comes positioning. Watch, Junkrat arc your shots, right? Aim up above their heads so you can arc them and get those direct shots. Direct shots for reference, do a lot more than indirect shots. Direct shots, let's see if we can get that's kind of exploding. We can get it to, let's see if I can get an indirect shot. Sorry, don't say it. Look at the damage there, right? Because we didn't hit him directly. But look at the damage if we hit him directly. It's a lot more damage for direct shots. So go for the arcs. Cross replacement, aim up at head level for characters that hit headshots, right? Target priority. We've talked about that in depth on other sessions, right?
Yeah.
Yep, so...
Go for the pushes because they're easier to kill.
Yep. So, don't chase the ball around the whole game, right? And... let's see, and the general, don't shoot when there's, when there's nobody there. Don't shoot up in the air, acquire a target. Focus on them. Don't shoot when you're not on a target. Try to stick on a target, right? Don't reload when they're in the middle of shooting at somebody. And I think that is about it. Overall, that was like probably a lower end of a medium high. It was there's a lot of stuff in mechanics. Positioning, use cover, take high grounds, be in your range. That was a big one. Be in your range. Don't like stay. We're constantly too far away. Remember, you can ping people to see your range from them. All those characters you're playing on are, I mean, Sojourn's a mid-range, the other two are close range, so we're playing like long range a lot of the times, right? So get closer, and then also don't run away from your team if you're being, stick with your team if you're being contested by something like a wrecking ball. Overall, that was also like lower end of a medium high. And then finally, awareness. Pay attention to your surroundings. Where's your team? Where's the enemy team? What's happening in kill feed? You know, remember that there's all those other advantages and disadvantages to think about too. Don't run in and wreck yourself if the fight's lost. Bunch of different things like that. Overall, that's like a medium priority. So to put that all in order, number one, I'm going to put as positioning, because one, that's going to help you stay alive, and two, it's going to help set up your mechanics, and then two is going to be mechanics, three is going to be probably ability usage, and then awareness, and then finally ult usage. Any questions?
No, perfect. Helped a lot already.
Cool. Awesome sauce. Well, let me get the record.